What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into the highlights, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, I do have some exclusive news in this video, but first, for those who missed the last video, I just dropped 2 new shirts known as Need for Speed and Spooky Hours. So the Need for Speed shirt matches perfectly with the release of the Black Toe Air Jordan 14. There's 2 versions of the Spooky Hours shirt. One features a gray jersey, the other is a red jersey. Now the gray jersey matches the upcoming Fear Air Jordan 4, while the red jersey you can match with pretty much any pair of OG Air Jordans. Both shirts were inspired by the Fear Air Jordan 4 as well as Halloween, and just want to say thank you to everyone who picked up a shirt so far. There's still some available. There will be a link in the description below where you can pick up one or both if you'd like. And yeah, just want to say thank you and greatly appreciate you guys. Now, as for some of the highlights in this video, I have exclusive details on the Awake NY Air Jordan 5 dropping in 2025. As well, I'm going to let you guys know everything I know about the upcoming Fragment Union LA Air Jordan 1 High OG. And there's a lot of misleading information out there, so hopefully I'm able to clear some things up for you guys. Now, there's a lot more from Jordan Brand and a couple things from Nike. And now, let's jump into the news. Alright, so this is a heads up. Some of you may care, some of you may not, but Nike just restocked the Nike SB Dunk High Sweet Tooth. Now, this shoe actually dropped in 2023, so about a year ago, actually over a year ago, because it was released on October 14th. Now, it's a little bit of a letdown because Nike SB is pretty known for its Halloween shoes, and this year, unfortunately, we're not getting one. Instead, we're getting a restock of the Sweet Tooth pair. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a decent pair. I own them. I like them, and at the time of recording, there's quite a few sizes available, so I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. And the retail price is $125. Several days ago, images popped up of the upcoming Nike Dunk Low Los Angeles, and this pair is pretty limited. Now, the good part about this shoe is that I do have a list of retailers that will have them. Unfortunately, it's all in the LA area, at least for now. It's possible a wider release could take place. But before I run down which retailers will have them, this pair features a Cell, Pale Ivory, Baltic Blue, and Glacier Blue colorway. Going over the pair, it features cream suede on the overlays, along with a textured swoosh. Now on the panels, we have a cream to blue gradient, which also lands on the tongue, which is accompanied by LA. The heels also have Nike on them, and it kind of looks like the same font, which is used on several other Halloween releases. And although not confirmed, it also kind of looks like the midsole and outsole glows in the dark. In my opinion, these are nice, very clean. Now, as for the retailers that will have them on October 26, those shops include Sally's Shoes, Shoe Palace, Chic Shoes, Antenna, Undefeated, Millennium Shoes, Creative Soul, Authentic Sneakers and Clothing, King's Board Shop, Union, Private, Bait, Nice Kicks, Inner City Skate Shop, Denim Exchange, and Feature. Also, the retail price will be $125. Now again, it's possible a wider release could take place, but at the time of recording, it isn't confirmed. I've been a huge fan of the Nike Air 180, especially since they brought back the Ultramarine pair, and since then we've been seeing some clean colorways. We also have the Dorenbecker, which in my opinion is the best from the collection look-wise, and all of them did a great job, of course, but that's just my favorite. But we have another Air 180 dropping, and this pair is known as Beetlejuice. Now, some people are calling it Joker, and again, the color scheme does kind of look like Joker. However, from my sources, I heard about the shoe about 2 months ago, but I didn't know what they were going to look like, and I was told that they were called Beetlejuice. Now, this isn't an official collaboration with Beetlejuice or the franchise, but the color blocking does resemble the cover art. This is also supposed to be a Halloween release, but it's a possibility that it's going to be delayed unless it shock drops on Nike and then some boutiques get it later down the road. But the official colorway is black, white, and action green, but the pair features mesh and suede throughout with black across the base. White leather hits the swooshes, And then we have green on the heel branding, laces, and the outsole. Finishing the look is purple on the tongue branding, heel, and placed within the visible air unit. So what I was also told is that this is a quick strike. So not all retailers will have them. They'll be somewhat on the limited side. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but again, I was told they were going to drop for Halloween. It just doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It could still happen though, and the retail price will be $150. I don't think Vanessa Bryant and the Kobe Bryant estate like leaks, because Nike has been doing a better job on keeping some of these upcoming releases under wraps. But allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly for now, we have the potential release of the Nike Kobe 9 Elite Low Protro Beethoven. Now, for those that don't know, this is an original colorway which was released in 2014. We only have the one image, and unfortunately we don't have an image of the tag that would tell us if it's a sample or not, but I haven't received official information from my sources on the shoe. Typically I would get a colorway, a style code, things like that. I don't have that, but we have a potential time frame, and at this point I just don't feel comfortable saying this is 100% confirmed until I get that confirmation from my sources. But getting back to the shoes, the Beethoven nickname is inspired by the black and white keys on the piano. Also, Kobe Bryant admired Beethoven. He also learned to play Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, and he did it just by ear. That's really impressive in itself. But we have a mixture of black, gray, and white across the upper, constructed with Flyknit. White hits the swoosh logos, tongue, and laces, and of course wraps the heel. We do have some carbon fiber detailing on the midsole, along with speckled detailing. And of course we have Kobe's signature and his shield logo. Now, the expected time frame, if they do drop, is in April 2025, and the retail price will be $210. Moving on to Jordan Brand, and retailer images of the Air Jordan 3 Valentine's Day popped up, and these images are way better than what we previously saw. Now, the official colorway on these is Wash Coral, Gym Red, and Cell, and what I found a little bit interesting on this pair is the pink that's used on the elephant print, well, the overlay. Within it, we have the actual elephant print, and from these images, it actually looks like the elephant print has a metallic finish. So in some of the images, the red used is going to look more vibrant. In others, it's going to look more dull. It just depends how the light hits it. Previously, I thought there was satin used on the eye stays, but in here it almost looks denim. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's not like a super close-up of the eye stay. It could also be some sort of vinyl material. But as for the rest of the look, we have leather on the base, which is done in Wash Coral. Red hits the Jumpman on the heel, as well as the embroidered Jumpman on the tongue. And then you can see the lace charms, which feature a ruby. There's two of them. Other details includes a cell midsole and a semi-translucent rubber outsole. These are decent. Personally, I wouldn't wear them. Not really my style, but I could see where people would like them. And currently, they are expected to drop on February 5th. They will be available in women's sizing, and the retail price will be $215. Some of you might remember that I talked about an upcoming Air Jordan 1 High OG that was going to feature something special. I didn't know what it was going to feature, but I was calling it Black and Summit White due to the colorway. Now, the official colorway is Black, Black, Summit White, but they do have an official name as well as some interesting details. And this pair is known as Self-Expression. Now, I believe this will be the first time on a Jordan or any shoe that I know of, but this pair will feature 3 layers that will wear away. So the initial layer on the outside will be in black. Once that wears away, we'll have a multicolor shade. So it'll actually be multiple colors, not a multicolor shade, but something along the lines which is shown here. Again, this is just a mock-up. We don't know how it's actually going to look other than the description. And once the multicolor layer wears away, the last and final layer will be done in white. So to my recollection, I don't remember a time where there's been 3 layers. Usually there's a top layer that wears away and then you get what you get. So it's kind of interesting to me. Definitely would like to see an in-hand look or just a first look in general. Now, they did have a release date change. Initially, they were supposed to drop on June 30th. However, they have been pushed back, and now they're going to drop in fall 2025. So that means a release will take place anywhere between July and September of 2025. Also, the retail price is $180 in adult sizing. They will be available in full family sizing. I just don't have a retail price breakdown as of yet. Now, you guys might remember in a couple videos ago, I talked about Jordan Brand slowing down on the Air Jordan 1. They still plan on doing that. However, there's still a lot of releases that are going to take place. Quite a few in this video, so it looks like they're not slowing down by the look of this video, but they are. Trust me on that. Retailer images just popped up of the Air Jordan 3 Black Cat, and this is our best look yet. These look incredible in my opinion. Now, one thing that looks a little bit off to me, and it could be due to the lighting of these images. Now, the elephant print that's used on the laces, it's supposed to be anthracite, which is like a lighter shade of black, but here it almost looks like a blue shade. Again, I'm kind of hoping that's just due to the lighting. It's not a horrible thing to me, but it is something a little bit different. It's brighter than what we've seen. Other than that, everything looks on point. The shape has been updated. In my opinion, I feel like the shape is way better on the upcoming 2025 pair in comparison to the 2007. That's when they originally released. A few people disagreed with me. They thought the 2007 pair was better, and that's fine if that's what you feel and that's what you think, because again, that's just personal opinion of mine and that's personal opinion of yours. But I've been liking what Jordan Brand has been doing to the shape of the Air Jordan 3 overall, basically making it closer to the OG. It's not 100% of course, but other than that, the shoes feature black nubuck throughout. It also has patent leather on the mudguard. And then anthracite does land on the elephant print around the toe and heel. Now, with these images, one thing it would have been cool to see, because there's a lot of different angles here, is if it does say Black Cat on the inside of the heel tab. They're supposed to, but I don't have 100% confirmation on that. Also, black runs across the outsole, and then Jordan is done in white. So yeah, these are definitely nice. I feel like these are going to do really well when they do drop. And yes, this shoe has been pushed around quite a bit, but it looks like the release date is locked in, at least locked in for now. Anything can happen. And the date is set for January 11th, 2025. The retail price will be $200. Also, these will be available in full family sizing. This is going to be a big GR, a lot of pairs available. But grade school sizes will cost $150, preschool is priced at $90, and toddler sizes will cost $75. More delays are coming from Jordan Brand, and it's probably not too much of a surprise to many of you guys. As you know, February was a packed month, and there was a ton of pairs that were supposed to drop in February. They're starting to get delayed, and it seems that the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined getting delayed sparked a lot of this that's coming forward. Now, a shoe that we recently saw a first look of is the Air Jordan 4 Rare Air. And initially, this pair was supposed to drop on February 15th. However, you guys might remember in a couple of videos ago, I announced that the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined will now drop on February 15th. So, is it possible for two pairs to drop on the same day? Yes, but it doesn't happen that often. And this is a pair that Jordan Brand wants to get its own shine, have its own release date. And unfortunately, this has been delayed until summer 2025. So that means that a release will take place between April and June of 2025, no longer dropping on February 15th. Now, just to recap some of the details on this shoe. The pair features a black, fire red, deep royal blue, dark smoke gray, and tech gray colorway. Now, this pair will feature a removable tongue patch. Initially, 25% of the stock will have the branding underneath it in gold. So that would be the more limited one. I haven't heard an update since the initial report that I was given by my sources, and it's possible that could no longer be, but I haven't heard that they've changed, but I just wanted to give you guys the heads up on that. Also, these will come with the Jordan face box, you know, the ones with the lines through it, but instead of being gray, it's going to be blacked out, which I think is pretty dope. Something different, but also paying tribute to the early 2000s. So they are going to drop sometime summer 2025, and the retail price will be $215. Another pair that has been delayed is the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 in navy. Now, from what I was told, the mock-up here that's shown is very close to what's releasing, but underneath the mesh, instead of blue, it's going to be white. Now, initially, they were supposed to drop in February, but they were delayed until March 1st. But now, they've been delayed again, and they're going to drop sometime in summer 2025, which means a release will take place between April and June of 2025. Now, with this pair, more than likely, they're going to be available at skate shops and select Jordan brand retailers. Kind of like the Pine Green pair, how it was available at skate shops and certain stores. And this pair will feature a Summit White, Navy, Neutral Gray, Gum Yellow, and Varsity Red colorway. Now, speaking of red, the other pair, the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 Varsity Red, there hasn't been an update on that shoe, and there's a possibility that it could be scrapped, although that's not 100% confirmed, but I'm going to give you just the heads up. That pair may no longer be releasing, or it could just be delayed. But there's been no updates on that pair whatsoever, and that's a little bit unfortunate, although I like the navy pair a lot more, assuming that it's going to look very similar to this pair. But summer 2025 is now when they're expected to drop, and the retail price will be $225. In one of my previous videos, I don't know exactly which one it was, I said that the Union LA Air Jordan 1 High OG Chicago Shadow would be leaking soon. We would get a first look at that pair, and that recently took place. So what you're looking at is what's dropping in 2025. Now, these are pretty spot on to the mock-up. The only difference that I see is the cross stitching. The mock-up had yellow, I believe, and this has like a light shade of blue. And for those that don't know, I'm sure everybody does, this pair takes the Chicago Air Jordan 1 and fuses it with the Shadow Air Jordan 1. So we have the Shadow on the collar in the upper, and then the Chicago on the lower part of the shoe. They also come with an aged midsole. I know some of you guys aren't too big of fans of the aged look. I don't mind it. And personally for me, I feel like this is the best Union LA Air Jordan 1 collaboration to date. Now with these images, we get to see some different angles. It also looks like there's some special detailing on the insoles. I can't really make out what it reads, but overall, I'm a huge fan of these. I'm sure a lot of you are as well. I've been seeing so many great comments about them, people loving them. Now, I totally forgot about this shoe dropping on February 12th when I was talking about the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined dropping on February 15th. The day before that, on February 14th, we have the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bread. And then 2 days before that, we were supposed to have the Union LA Air Jordan 1 High OG Chicago Shadow. Now, that's a crazy lineup right there, but the good news for some people, or it could be bad depending how you look at it, this pair has been delayed. So they are no longer dropping on February 12th. They have been delayed until summer 2025, which means a release will take place between April and June of 2025. Now, that might be a good thing because I'm more looking forward to the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bread. And of course, this shoe is on the top of my list of pickups to get in 2025. Well, it's in the top 10, but I don't like it how they're releasing so close together. And personally, I can't take two retail L's back to back like that. But for me, it's definitely better, but I'm sure some people won't be too happy about it. But let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. Are you feeling them? How do they rank with the other Union LA Air Jordan 1 releases? By the looks of this video, you would swear that Jordan Brand was not slowing down on the Air Jordan 1 releases. It's been a minute since I featured so many Air Jordan 1s in one video. Now, although Jordan Brand is slowing down, they still have a good amount of drops expected to take place in 2025. The collabs and OG colorways are still on the table. Those aren't going anywhere. It's the more less popular ones, I guess you could say. Although a lot of people were upset about the Rust Pink Air Jordan 1 Low being scrapped. But some new details on a new Air Jordan 1 High OG recently emerged. I've been seeing a lot of wrong information going around, but I want to clarify everything that I know so far, and this is still developing. There's going to be more details along the way, but again, this is what I know. So, first up, the image used is a mock-up. What I was told is it will look close to this, but it's not 100% on point. Now, from my sources, what I was told is that they will come in the black toe color blocking, meaning we'll get black around the toe and so forth like that. Now, royal blue will wrap the heel, shown here, and then on the upper, I know a lot of mock-ups going around had them in white, but from what I was told, it'll be done in red. So something similar to this will be released. Now, I should take that back. Potentially released, because it's not 100% locked in. There is a sample made, it was displayed and shown, but there's also a possibility if and when they do release, it could take place in 2026. So that's quite a ways away. Now, there was some info that they were going to drop in 2025. There's still a chance they could drop in 2025. They haven't made up their mind from what I was told. If I had to guess, and I'm just guessing here, is that these probably will drop in 2025 just because the 40th anniversary is a big year for any brand, and Jordan Brand wants to celebrate it in a big way. And obviously with all these releases, that's what they're doing. So the fact that Fragment and Union are teaming up, this is dope. They potentially could have a little bit of each of their own style. The fusion of two colorways, actually a few colorways on this shoe, plus the blue, that's kind of a signature for Fragment, the lightning bolt stamps by the heel, the little Union LA label, all that stuff. That looks very dope to me. Now, what do I like better between the Fragment Union Air Jordan 1 High OG versus just the Union LA? And if you want to throw in the Fragment Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG collab, I'm going to have to go with the Union LA Air Jordan 1 High OG Chicago Shadow. I just think that pair looks really good. These are nice too. If they drop like this, I wouldn't be mad at it, and it would definitely be on my list of pickups. So again, they could drop in 2025, but there's a small chance they could be pushed till 2026, and currently no retail price. Alright, so time for exclusive news, and I've been waiting to unveil this information for a couple days. Now, the reason I kind of held off on unveiling it is because I was told that it potentially could be a third party involved in this collaboration, but then I was recently told that there was no info on a third party. So, in fall 2025, Awake NY will collaborate with Jordan Brand on the Air Jordan 5. So, as most of you know, the Air Jordan 5 will celebrate its 35th anniversary in 2025. We have a lot of great releases, and one of the collaborations, actually to my knowledge, this is the first collab on the Air Jordan 5 that is confirmed, that's a key word here, confirmed, is with Awake NY. So, more than likely, this is going to be a limited release. It's labeled an Air Jordan 5 OG SP, so it will feature the OG Nike Air branding. And as for the colorway, the official colorway on these is black, racer blue, metallic silver, silver, white, and clear. Now, the image used is just a mock-up. I have no idea what these are going to look like, but alongside the shoes, I was also told that Awake NY will drop matching apparel. Now, at the time of recording, I don't know which matching apparel will be available. I'm going to assume a varsity jacket maybe. I could probably find out that info. I just never really asked because I'm more concerned about the sneakers. So if that's something you guys are interested in the future, when there's matching apparel, just let me know and I could just dig into that, get the pieces involved and share it with you guys. So other than that, I don't have any additional information other than they're expected to drop fall 2025, which means a release will take place between July and September. Also, no retail price as of yet. I'm going to assume it's going to be at least $215, maybe $225, around that price point. But let me know your thoughts on Awake NY dropping an Air Jordan 5 in 2025. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, if you missed my last video, for those who don't know, I just dropped 2 new t-shirts known as Need for Speed and Spooky Hours. There's 2 different versions of the Spooky Hours shirt. One features a red jersey, the other features a gray jersey. The gray one is more fitting for the upcoming Air Jordan 4 Fear. The other is like a shirt you could wear with pretty much any classic pair of Air Jordans. And then we have the Need for Speed shirt, and that matches perfectly with the upcoming Air Jordan 14 Black Toe. That's my favorite shirt. I like that a lot, obviously because I'm a huge fan of the Air Jordan 14. But yes, both shirts are available now. I appreciate every one of you who have already picked one up. There is a link in the description below. There's different colors available for the base shirt. All that is on shop.SneakerFiles.com. Now, as for upcoming videos this week, I have one more short to drop. I was supposed to do the Air Jordan 9 Olive video, but I'm going to go hunt and see if I have the OG pair in the 2012. I can't remember if I had the OG. I'm pretty sure I do. I know I have 2 pairs of the OG from 93. I just don't know which colorways offhand. And I know I do have the 2012 pair, so I'm going to go and hunt those down so I can actually do a good comparison video for you guys. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.